Oh, that was silly.
Master Archibald, is there something on your mind?
Goddess be good. I must be getting on in years for you to be able to sneak up on me like that.
What troubles you?
I was only reminiscing. Windy days like these tend to blow my mind back a couple of decades or more.
Reminiscing about what?
The Salt Iron War. Hard to believe it's been 30 whole years. Some days I almost forget my time as one of the Saintly Seven. I defended the Citadel of Sand through the conflict. I was there when Esfrost attacked. A number of Rosellan prisoners who tried to escape the Source were there too, including Our Lady Frederica's dear mother.
What's this?
She stayed behind all by herself to help the countless numbers of her fellow Roselle flee. That's how she was captured. But I knew we couldn't hold the Citadel. So I helped her and her friends escape in secret before the enemy attacked. The wind blew just as hard that night as it's blowing now. I'll never forget watching the Roselle, caked all over in mud as they slipped away into the dark.
So you didn't want innocents to get caught up in the coming battle?
It never settled right with me. The way the goddess's teachings permitted abuse of the Roselle for the supposed sins of their past. A person's life isn't worth more or less just because of the conditions of their birth. But more than anything, I was moved by the selfless acts of Lady Frederica's mother. She reminded me of what I had once aspired to be. She was able to do what I never could. Risk her life to save her friends. I couldn't let someone like that die. Not on my watch. It wasn't long until the other Saintly Seven discovered what I'd done. They branded me a traitor, stripped me of my title, and sentenced me to death. Of course, I slipped out of their clutches before they could have my head. I wandered for a while before taking up life as a merchant under the King of Glenbrook's patronage.
I never knew you and Lady Frederica's mother shared such a past.
Well, it is in the past. Anyway, let us return. This cold night wind is making my old bones ache something fierce.
The shame archers are so awkward. Because Boy Slice could be, I mean, he seems pretty strong. It's just archers are awkward. For some reason they can't shoot up and over.
The coronation ceremony. Certainly there are more important matters to focus on right now.
You know, has Serenoa and Frederica been married yet? What's the holdup on that?
A coronation is important to assuage the people's fears and restore their faith, besides which it is the royalists' most fervent wish. A kingdom is only truly as strong as people believe it to be, and right now the world believes Glenbrook weak. The ceremony will be a display to the contrary.
Is this truly the remedy our situation calls for? Right now, I imagine the people care only for where their next hot meal will come from.
Rest assured, sire, House Wolford will see your subjects shan't go hungry. But trust me when I say nothing will hasten Glenbrook's return to her former glory so much as announcing the return of Regna's rightful heir. To win your subjects' hearts, you need do nothing but ascend to your position upon the throne.
You mean sit my royal backside on a fancy chair?
In a manner of speaking, a king's duty is first and foremost serving as his kingdom's symbol. You needn't trouble yourself with day-to-day governance. We will assume that burden. After all, you have only just been crowned.
There will be no ceremony. The people will tell us what they need, and you will listen to them, Patriot. That is my command.
As you wish, King Roland.
How fare things, Huette? Have the relief supplies been given to those who need it?
Well, we had received a sizable shipment of goods from Hyzant, but there are complaints. It seems very few of those goods have made it into the hands of the people.
And why is that?
We aren't certain, though apparently Patriot and the Royalists involve themselves with the distribution.
Damn those Royalists! They cannot be left to their own devices.
I said he should have killed the sucker. Long time ago.
There are more who accepted Esfrost's rule than I imagined.
Glenbrook's history is long. Yet, that is why hierarchy and precedent hold sway. This is a stubborn land, my lady, not given to easy change. Though Archduke Gustadolf, acting in the name of freedom, granted privilege after privilege to the powerful. For people used to Glenbrook's rigid customs, I suppose that sort of change must have been too seductive to resist.
Perhaps, but his freedom was not but greed and cruelty.
Lady Frederica, I've been searching everywhere for you.
A Wolffort messenger! Did you run all this way? What's happened?
My lady, I hail from Castle Wolffort, bearing tidings of Lord Simo.
Has he awakened?
He has. He is in high spirits and recovering well. And he is most pleased to hear of the capital's recapture. He bids you visit Castle Wolffort so he can honor you himself.
Oh, I must bring these glad tidings to Serenoa at once. How long it has been since I've seen him smile.
There is one more bit of news I have for you, my lady, but it is not so happy.
Is there some sort of trouble in the Wolffort domain?
Bandits are laying waste to the Rosellan village. To our shame, Castle Wolffort does not have enough soldiers to stop this. We would beg Lord Serenoa's wisdom in this matter.
The enemy must be powerful indeed. We cannot leave the Rosellan village defenseless.
Let us inform the others. Messenger, with us.
This is suspicious to me.
Well, well. Things are about to get interesting.
Very suspicious to me. Rosellans can't win either. They're just having such a hard time.
House Wolffort and Minister Exham's forces have reclaimed the Crown City. And not only that, they have dealt a heavy blow to the Esfrosti forces in killing Thalas and other commanding officers.
We couldn't have hoped for a better outcome.
Oh, to see Gustadolf's face when he hears the news. Now he'll have no choice but to come crawling to us on hands and knees, begging for salt. Though, this could be our chance to crush the duchy once and for all.
Just because they're licking their wounds does not make them easy prey. They still have their iron, after all.
Ha! Iron. We can get iron. All we need do is make Glenbrook hand over the Grand Norzellian mines to us. A paltry price to pay for our bountiful aid in their restoration of the Crown City.
The Grand Norzellian mines. The spark that lit the flame of Esfrost's aggression. But why go through the trouble to seize an iron source when they have all the iron they could ever need? I should have Milo look into the matter.
Minister Idor?
Well, regardless, we control the salt. I say we bide our time until Esfrost admits they are defeated. Besides, Glenbrook seeks our aid in their reconstruction efforts, do they not?
Yes. King Roland and Minister Serenoa have both asked for help, and sent reports detailing the extent of the damage to the Crown City.
Send forth a veritable bounty. To Minister Serenoa of the Saintly Seven, that is.
Ah, yes. A show of the goddess's grace to the people, and as a wedge to drive between him and the king.
Esfrost, Glenbrook, they will both be ours before long.
We're gonna be coming after you, Hyzant. You just wait your turn. At this point, you just eat unseasoned food? Well, the thing about salt, I'm pretty sure salt is kind of like water in some ways. It's in like every food, or it's used in every food. You know, I think salt is used to preserve foods in some capacity. I think it's used in other ways that it's not just like seasoning. I'm sure there's some medicinal uses for it, you know, saltwater gargling and all that other good stuff. I wouldn't doubt that salt would be a highly prized commodity, especially if it's only found in one place in the entire world. But it is interesting. I mean, just think about like gas, for example. We could just walk, we could ride our bikes, put on some rollerblades, you know, skateboard, the scooter things, where, you know, you use your feet to roll around and stuff. We have places to go, but gas is, I guess, something of a convenience for us. It allows us to go greater distances. Maybe salt is kind of like that, where it may not be necessary, you know, there might be other alternatives, but there's just so much convenience and so much use or so many ways to use salt that you know, you can, it's not something so easily to be replaced. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about salt.
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolfort. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellan village.
Jerome and his folk are there. They can handle a few mangy thieves, surely.
Not according to the messenger. The bandits are proving a formidable foe.
Which is why they have asked us for aid.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
What is it?
I suspect Patriot and his royalists are filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolfort's assistance.
I see. Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us. 1. Return to Castle Wolfort as my Lord Father requests. 2. Defend the Rosellan village from bandits. Or 3. Remain in the capital to investigate the Royalists.
Lord Simon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolfort has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Simon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events. I would go to Castle Wolfort, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellan village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolfort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then. I am stronger, enough that I shall bring no dishonor to House Wolfort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters, separately.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take. Bring the scales of conviction.
Or I can just say, you know what, we're going to go do this. Cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration efforts. There should be no question as to what needs to be done here. And yet something has me unsettled. Well, I'm definitely not going to House Wolfort to apprise Simon about what's going on. Like, what the heck? The Crown City thing, that's great and all, but we could do that at any time. There's an immediate issue of banditos. I feel like we should handle the banditos. Well, especially after I went through all the trouble of helping them out and stuff like that. I'm just gonna abandon them like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright. Oh, there's no way I'm gonna be able to convince her. Oh, I'm not even gonna bother. Crown City's finally back in Glenbrook's hands, but our work's far from over.
Lad.
Where do you think we should go from here, lad? You look for the bandits. So you want to accompany Lady Frederica to the Rosellan village, eh? Is it really that important right now, lad? My father promised that no harm would befall the Rosellan village, so I must do what I can to see that fulfilled. Right, Lord Simon swore he would defend Roselle from Hyzant, and it's fallen to us to do it in his stead. Jerome and the others might be in danger too. If this is the path we choose, we'd best make haste to that village. Thanks for that, lad. I think you might be right about the Rosellan village. Guess I can go out, talk to the peoples. Must admit, I am deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa. A lord-turned-saint who won back his kingdom from Esfrosti clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people will welcome such a hero home. Pray allow me to accompany you, my lord. If I go to Wolford, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. Find Milo's destination. But that was a gato. Our salt reserves are running low. We must restore trade with Hyzant as soon as possible. One of the Saintly Seven, isn't there anything you can do? We must have King Roland's permission before we act. In the meantime, we can share a portion of Wolfort's stores with Crown City. Thank you, sir. The people will be ever so grateful. But if you wouldn't mind, could you please keep this a secret from His Majesty? At ease. This is for the sake of the kingdom. I know Roland wouldn't mind in the least. Yes, sir. You have put my mind at ease, Lord Wolfort. I cannot thank you enough. To think that King Roland was alive all this time. Your house has my utmost respect for helping him reclaim the capital. My allegiance to the royal family shall not waver, not now or ever. This times, or the end of times. Heard some bandits were spotted on the outskirts of the Rosellan village. Rumor has it they're led by some father and daughter duo. What were their names again? Father and daughter, and that sounds like Travis and Trish. But what could they be after? Well, I didn't even think about them. Lord Serenoa, I have heard great things about you. You were appointed one of the Saintly Seven and even demonstrated your prowess as a lord of the High House in battle. How should we royalists address you from now on? About Serenoa. Sounds like a good way to address moi. We were downright cowards under Esfrost's rule, but hearing stories of House Wolfort's courage in reclaiming the capital has inspired us to do better. Inspired. Oh, snaps. That's probably not as good as I think it is. But oh, snaps. Superior timber. The Gato still over here? I don't see the Gato. We royalists, along with Minister Patriat himself, are helping to rebuild the capital. We must reverse all the changes that Esfrost has wrought and see the Crown City back to its former glory. I know that there are many problems facing the kingdom now, but us royalists are more than happy to take care of everything. If you want our trust, tell us everything you learned about Esfrost under their rule. Wish I could, my lord, but Archduke Gustadolf had us doing only the most menial of the tasks. There isn't much anything I can tell you. Should have suspected as much. There's no way Gustadolf would tell anything to those he couldn't trust. I do remember one thing, though. Minister Patriot said that Lady Erica always wanted fresh fruit and wine brought to her room. I see. Thank you for your help. She dead. Oh, gotta worry about her. Can I go over here? I feel like I did. All sparkly. Good. Anna.
Lord Saranoa.
Finally managed to rout the Esfrosti forces from the capital. But it seems our busy days are not over yet. Now we must decide which issue requires our attention most. Okay. Bandits. To have us accompany Lady Frederica, my lord. The Rosellan village, far though it may be, still falls within Wolfort, and I cannot turn a blind eye to anyone who seeks to disrupt our domain. Of course, it is your duty as lord to think about such things.
Even so?
But our opponent would not be another nation's army, but simple bandits. I cannot help but wonder if that is truly a priority right now.
I need time.
Having bandits in our domain is certainly a problem that concerns House Wolfort, and yet... what? This issue about the royalists, you know, stealing food, like, that doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter in the short term. We can always come back to it. It's not a pressing thing that needs to happen immediately. It doesn't look like we're gonna win here. We might actually get a tie. And I don't actually know what happens when you get a tie. I guess I could try to convince her. We have freed the capital from Esfrost's clutches, but there is still much work to be done. Remember the Kingsguard, I wish to stay here and help unify the Crown City. Wait, I can actually convince you? You want us to make for the Rosellan village? Are you certain this is the best time for that? The Rosellan village is part of our domain. As Lord of Wolfort, it is my duty to see it protected. From Lord of a High House to one of the Saintly Seven, your duties must be endless. I would not dare place undue demands upon you. The Wolfort domain is also a part of Glenbrook. Bringing peace to their village would also help stabilize things in the Crown City as well. See now your reasons for wanting to visit the Rosellan village. Okay, let's see how this goes. We could very well have a tie.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolfort domain, depart to the Rosellan village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
My apologies.
My apologies, Lord Saranoa, but I believe we belong here for now.
Please forgive me.
For the Kingsguard, I think the capital and King Roland need us most.
Just can't see it your way.
Sorry, lad, but I think we ought to resolve issues here first before going elsewhere. Sakofu.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Akafu. They probably have something in place to not allow ties. Unfortunate for me. Wait, what? Wait, what? You've got to be kidding me. Like, I would, like, you've got to be kidding me. We're going to Wolffort? I'm not going to reload. Let it ride.
The way forward is decided.
Apparently, we think it's more important to go talk to Simon about what's going on than to help the capital with their problem or go help the Rosellans with bandits. This is ridiculous.
We return to the Wolffort domain with Benedict and inform Father that we have reclaimed the capital.
I demand a recount.
I must return to the Wolffort domain, to my father's side.
Lord Simon will be most pleased to see you, I am certain.
Of course. Fulfill your duty to your father. I shall see to things in the capital.
And I shall attend to the Rosellan village. Please give Lord Simon my best.
Oh, Lord Serenoa, you are returning home? What perfect timing. I was thinking of heading to the Wolffort domain myself. Might I accompany you?
Milo, how'd you sneak into the castle?
Oh, let's just say I have my ways. You might find the companionship of such a capable woman a boon on the road.
I know not what her aims are, my lord, but I do know she will be easier to watch by your side.
Indeed. All right, Milo, you may come. But you'll be put to work for the household. Understood?
Of course, my lord.
Then this is farewell for now. King Roland, Frederica, until our reunion in the capital.
This is not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. All right. This is where I'm going to call it quits for today. Been another 5 hours. Total of like 12 hours today. We, made lots and lots of progress. Let's see. Hey, somebody is actually streaming something that is not Elden Ring. I'm going to raid Ryoshin. Ryoshin is playing Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. And he's playing this on the hardest difficulty, Inferno, and he's towards the end, quite possibly at the exact end. So if you don't want to see that game, or there's spoilers or what have you, now's your chance to dip. But thanks for watching, appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow morning at some time. I imagine between like 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. around that general vicinity, I would anticipate, for some more Triangle Strategy. See you the next time I see you. Peace. We can't talk about. Wait.